Hello friends. In this video we're going to talk about a word class called determiners. So I chose this picture for the first slide because it's asking the old-time question, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Which is a perfect example of determiners because we say the chicken or the egg. So we'll look more at that as we get in. So determiners are words that identify a noun. Now, what does that mean? Determiners answer the question, which one are we talking about? So if there's more than one, which one are we talking about? We want to be specific. Determiners always come before a noun in a sentence. So if you see a determiner, there will be a noun after it somewhere. It might be the next word, or it might be after an adjective or something like that. But determiners always come before a noun. The types of determiners, or the basic types in English, are articles, possessives, demonstratives, and indefinite determiners. Now, the possessive, demonstrative, and indefinite will probably look similar to the pronouns that we already talked about in another lesson. But they work a little bit differently in the sentence. So the articles are a, an, and the. These are the most common words in the English language, but they can be the most difficult to use. So a or an are what we call indefinite articles. So again, indefinite means it's not specific. So definite means it's specific or known. Indefinite means it's not specific or not known. So a or an we use for singular, countable nouns. So it has to be something we can count, and it has to be one thing that we can count, because the words a and an basically just mean one. We also use indefinite articles for something that is unknown or not specific. The difference between a or an is we will use a before a word that starts with a consonant and an before a word that starts with a vowel. So when I say consonant and vowel, I'm talking about the sound, not necessarily the letter. Because, some letters are silent at the beginnings of words. Like in the word hour, it starts with an H, which is a consonant, but the sound is a vowel sound. So we would say an hour. The is what we call the definite article. So definite means it's specific, so we use the for singular, plural, and uncountable nouns, but we use them for something that is known and specific. So a or an are for things that are unknown and or not specific. The is for something that is known and specific. We also have this thing we call the zero article or no article, and you see I just left it blank here, because sometimes we don't use an article with a noun. So, do you have a Twitter account? No, I have an Instagram account. What about you? I don't use social media. I don't want the stress. So if you look here, do you have a Twitter account? I'm using a, first of all, because it comes before the T sound, right? That's why I'm not using and. I don't say and Twitter account. I say a Twitter account. So I'm using a here and not the. I don't say, do you have the Twitter account? Because that would mean a specific account. I say, do you have a Twitter account? So any Twitter account at all. I'm not being specific. Say, no, I have an Instagram account. So here it's a not specific account with Instagram because you don't know what my name would be on Twitter or Instagram. I'm just telling you that I have an account. So it's known, but it's not specific. What about you? I don't use social media. So if you look here, social media is a noun phrase. But if you look before it, there is no determiner, because social media is an uncountable noun. So I'm talking about something in general, which means I'm not using a determiner. So the no article or the zero article, we use it for plural or uncountable nouns when we're talking about something that is general. Like here, social media. I'm talking about all of social media in general. I say I don't want the stress. Now, why am I using the here with stress? Because stress is an uncountable noun, but you see I can use the with uncountable nouns. Why am I using it with an uncountable noun? I'm using the with stress because I'm talking specifically, it's specific stress coming from social media. So I'm not talking about all stress. I'm talking about specifically the kind of stress that comes with using a social media account. That's why I'm using the. So we do use the definite article pretty much all the time with certain words. For example, the sun, the moon. We use it with these because we only have one sun and we only have one moon. Now, if I'm in a room or a building, I would say the door or the lights or the window or the kitchen. Because if I'm in a room, if I say the lights, there's usually only one light in a room. So I would say the lights. The window, most rooms have only one window. Some rooms have more. So I might be more specific and say, can you open the window over there? And I might point to it or something. The kitchen, the internet, because we consider that there is only one internet. So we say the internet. And the United States. So with the names of countries, the formal names, we normally use the, especially if it's talking about the system of government. So I could say the United States of America, or I could say the Republic of Korea, or I could say the Republic of Mexico. So if you're including the type of government that it is, you would say the. Now with the internet, sometimes as a joke, sometimes people will put the internets. So if you see it this way, that's just people joking around, saying the internets, trying to act like maybe they're old and the internet is such a new thing that they don't understand it. But that's not correct. It's just a joke. So possessive determiners are very similar to possessive pronouns, except they go with a noun. So my, your, his, her, its, our, your, and their. Now the difference between these and possessive pronouns, the way that they're written, is if you remember the possessive pronouns, like it would say theirs with an S, or yours with an S, or ours with an S. Notice we don't have the S here. Also, with the possessive pronoun, it's mine, but with the possessive determiner, it's my. And then after these determiners, we will have a noun or a noun phrase, because possessive determiners always go with nouns. For example, have you seen my keys? So here, keys is a noun. So I would say my keys, not mine keys. Are these it? No, those are your keys. So again, here's my determiner with the noun keys. So my is a determiner and your is a determiner. Why is it a determiner? Because remember, determiners answer the question, which one are we talking about? So if I have some keys, I want to be specific about whose keys they are. So I could either say my keys or your keys. It's telling me which keys we're talking about. That's what a determiner does, because a determiner tells us which one we're talking about. It helps us to be specific. Why do you need your keys? To take our kids to school. So our is a determiner. That's the third person, the first person plural. And kids is my noun. So your keys, again, keys is the noun, yours the determiner. School is canceled, remember? You're their teacher now. So there is our determiner, third person plural, and teacher is our noun. So every time you see a determiner, there should be a noun after it. It might be the next word after it, or it might be a couple words later, but there will be a noun. So the difference between pronouns and determiners when we're talking about possessives. So possessive pronouns versus possessive determiners. Have you seen my keys? So here, my, is this a determiner or a pronoun? Like I just showed you, my is a determiner, because it is identifying the word keys. Whose keys are we talking about? Are these yours keys? So your is a determiner because it's identifying the keys. But look at this next sentence. These aren't mine. My what? My keys. So you can see this word is taking the place of the phrase my keys. Since mine is replacing my keys, that means that this is a pronoun because it's replacing a noun. So a determiner always goes with a noun. A pronoun replaces a noun. They're yours. So this is meaning your keys. So yours is replacing the phrase your keys. Demonstrative determiners, just like demonstrative pronouns, are like pointing to something. So we have this, these, that, and those. They look the exact same as the demonstrative pronouns. So in order to tell the difference between these, if it's a determiner or a pronoun, you've got to look at the sentence that it's in. So with the possessives, we can tell if it's a pronoun or determiner usually because the forms are different. So you see here, yours is a pronoun. Your is a determiner. So yours has the S, your doesn't. My is a determiner, mine is a pronoun. So the forms of the words are different, but with the determiners, this should say, demonstrative determiners, the form doesn't change. It's the same as the pronouns. So can I have that donut? No, this donut is mine. Get your own. So looking at the sentence, it says that donut. So donut is a noun, which means that that is a determiner. That didn't replace anything. It's going with the noun. No, this donut is mine. So donut is the noun. This is the determiner. Get your own. But the rest of these donuts are glazed. So these is a determiner. It's plural because donuts is a plural noun. Fine then. Don't have one. I'll eat those donuts too. So those is a determiner because it's coming before the word donuts, which is a noun. Now looking at the difference between the pronouns and the determiners, are you going to eat that? Now if you look after the word, there's nothing else, which means that this here has to be a pronoun. So are you going to eat that? What? That donut. So you see the word that up here is a pronoun, but that down here is a determiner. Well, how do I know it's a determiner? Because it's identifying this noun here, donut. Which donut? That donut. Now up here, are you going to eat that? There's nothing after it. This word itself is the noun. But here the noun is donut. So that is only helping to describe donut. So determiners identify nouns. Pronouns replace nouns. The indefinite determiners, like the indefinite pronouns, any, every, some, and no. So do you have any money? See, I don't know if you have any money or not. So I have to say any. Now, if I know that you do have money, I can say, do you have some money? Do you have any money? Every time I see you, you ask for some money. So every is describing time, which is a noun. Any is describing money, which is a noun. So can I have some money? So some is describing the money. No, I don't have any money. So any is describing the money. Well, no money for you. So no is describing the money. That is. And no time either. So no is describing the time, which is a noun. So you see any, every, some, any, no, and no. They're all being more specific about the nouns they're with, which means that all of these are determiners, indefinite determiners. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. So go practice.